Hey guys, so, where's my hood? We're going to be doing an install video today. It is for my, sorry I'm not very professional right now, Canon intake, which I have sitting over there. So, kind of read through the instructions and they're a little fuzzy, but that's okay. Now, first what you're going to need, they say you need a flat blade screwdriver, 9/16 wrench, 3/4 wrench, T20 Torx, 3mm Allen wrench, and a 4mm Allen wrench. Now, I've only got through a few steps, and I thought, hey, maybe I should make a video on this. And I do have to charge my phone because I don't have a tripod, and da-da-da-da. And I don't really have a lot of space here. As you can kind of see, I got crap up there. So the first thing they tell you to do, first instruction, basically take off the negative terminal, which I definitely did, because you're messing with a lot of electrical here. But if you do have a remote start or something and it's not properly installed, like mine's properly installed, but you might want to do that. So first things first is take off the negative terminal and take off your mass airflow sensor plug cable right here. You might need a flat bladed screwdriver to unhook this down here. It was kind of difficult for me to get to. Once you do that, it just pulls right off the mass airflow sensor here. Then you can just kind of put it over to the side. Now step 2 is to take off the crankcase vent tube. And that is this one right here. Right, basically this just kind of flips out loose and then you slide it off. And then I just push that over to the side as well. Alright, now that that's off, what I am doing currently is writing on a piece of painting tape and just wrapping it around so I know which is which. And just kind of, again, tuck it off to the side. Ow, that was my head. I'm including that in the video too because watch out for your hood if you don't have full space. So now they are telling you to loosen this bolt right here to the throttle body. Be careful if your engine's kind of dirty like mine. Make sure you don't get anything in there. And if you do, try to get it out to your the best of your ability. You don't really want dirt going into your throttle body. But I'm just going to use a flat head and loosen this, and we'll go on to the next step. So now that we have gotten this screw loosened here, I don't really want it to take it out of here. I want to keep it kind of secure in there. I don't know if this one will come all the way out or not, but I don't want to lose my bolt or anything down the throttle body, so I'm trying to keep as many pieces to this kind of, secured down enough so I don't mess it up. Now, step 6 in the installation says release all 3 clips securing the upper airbox housing to the lower housing, and then remove the intake tube, upper airbox, and air filter from the vehicle. So basically what you're going to do now is take these 3 clips off, and mine's a little difficult to get out. I've replaced the air filter in this before. You kind of have to lift up and pull out. I'm not going to do this with one hand, so when I get it out, I will continue on with the next steps. And sorry it went out of focus there. I'm not really looking at my camera. So yeah, this should just all pop out right here. You should be able to pull this. This should be able to come off as well. Alright, so now if you completed step 6 properly, you should see this. Your air filter might look a teeny bit different than mine. This one was replaced. It's kind of dirty now. But this is your throttle body right here with the little piece of shop towel in there. If you do put something in there, do not leave it in there. That'd be bad. But there's your air filter. Mine's a little dirty, like I said. But I do recommend putting a little piece of paper towel or something in there to cover it up so you do not get dirt in there. You don't really want to do that. But there you go. So now we can take this out too. You don't really need that in there. Now if your air filter box here is dirty like mine was, you may want to clean it out a little bit. But I'm not going to do that right now. I'll do that later. The filter should be oiled from out of the box, and we can get the next step going, which is going to be step 7. Install the provided edge trim into the heat shield as shown. So I'll go get the heat shield and stuff. Sorry, my flash turned off for some reason. I think my phone's getting too hot. But basically we'll be getting to this now. So now we are going to install this heat shield onto the top of the intake. It should fit all around it. The bottom one is next, and that'll be a little bit more tricky. So I'm going to get this on here, and then we will show you guys what it looks like. Alright, so this edge trimming is in. It was, for lack of better words, a female dog to put in. But there you go. It should kind of look like this. It'll have little bends and creases in it and stuff, but that's okay. Once you start getting it on, it'll start sliding down easier and stuff. But there you go. Now for step 9, you have to get this filter adapter. It's kind of cool looking. Looks like a little speaker or something. But basically we're going to put this in here, and we are going to get some screws for it. I do not know which ones. Okay, so for the intake tube, you are going to get 2 K bolts and 2 N washers and 2 O washers, and then put it on as the directions say. So it'll be K, N, O for the intake filter adapter. And I will again show you guys once I get that put in. Okay, so I got a tiny bit confused because I had a few washers in here and stuff. So they want it to be this bolt right here, which is similar to this one. There's 3 in there. I don't know if you'll actually need the extra one. They might have just put an extra one in there or something. But it goes the bolt, lock washer, and then the other washer. I don't have them tightened down right now, but I'm about to tighten them down. And then we will get to step 9 here, where we have to cut this, not the metal rings, but we have to cut this edge trim here down to 9 inches each. So I'm assuming that's about 18 inches right there, I hope. But so yeah, we're gonna get on to step 9. I'm gonna tighten this down. I don't think I need to show you guys that. I'm gonna tighten these bolts down here, do the cutting to step 9, and I'm gonna place it on the bottom here. So while cutting this, I was looking at the directions, and they want you to have this little gap right here. So you gotta kind of be pretty precise. I don't know if this, I think, clips in. So what I did was I took, sorry if you saw my foot there. What I did is I took a tape measure and I put the little tubing around it because it's small enough. And I'm using this razor blade. I don't really have anything else with me right now. So I just kind of cut it there, and then I don't want to cut through my tape measure. But what you can do is just start a line and then kind of clean it up as you go. So I'm going to get the other one installed, and I will show you the results of that. Alright, so I got my 2 9-inch sections of, what do they want to call it here? Edge trim on the bottom here. So there's just a little gap there on each side. And you do have a little bit left over, so measure once, cut twice, kids. No, other way around. But basically, yeah, you have that. So now we're going to install the K&N air filter onto the filter adapter and secure with the provided hose clamp. So I got like a bunch of hose clamps. Now I gotta find out which one is which. They all look the same to me, so we'll see. So So now we are on step 12 here. We just finished the install the can and air filter in. Now, I actually don't like doing that to this. I should have left it on a piece of plastic or something. I thought it was easier to use this instead of a flathead screwdriver. I started with that. Make it tight, but don't make it too tight. You'll know that it's on there. It looks pretty good already. I got the gray one. I believe they have a few different colors. I think there's a red one, and I did think about getting the red one, but these filters aren't that expensive. This whole kit's just the part of it. Those filters are like 40 bucks or something. So now it wants us to remove the center airbox retaining clip, which is the one that goes right here. So we will go ahead and do that now, if it's not too difficult with the camera in my face. So it looks like it just, I don't want to break it. So, yeah, we will get back to you guys with that because I don't want to break it, so I'm going to take a quick look at it. Alright, so I got the center retaining clip out without breaking it. It's a little difficult. If you're like me, you kind of want to keep your stock accessories with it. But basically what I had to do is kind of get a screwdriver in there while it was pointing up like this and push it down. Not too difficult, but yeah. So that one's a little bit of another female dog to take off. So I'm going to put mine over with my old intake box. Maybe just put it there. So now for the next step. We want to install the heat shield filter assembly onto the lower airbox and secure with factory airbox retaining clips. Seems pretty easy. We shall get the intake in there. I'm going to clean off my fingerprints before I do it, just because I'm that kind of person. So we'll do that in a second here. Alright, so I did clean it off. There's no more fingerprints. I do want to recommend, if you do live on a dirt road like I do, that you do not do this with open doors and stuff to get more dust inside of this, because it will suck in all that stuff that's in there. Fortunately for me, it's kind of rained outside, so if you can't tell in there, which I'm going to get it's a little sock that basically goes over this, that protects it from water and snow and stuff like that. So this part is the semi-easy part, other than getting these clips into here, which shall be a lot of fun, because if I remember correctly, the stock intake was a little bit of a mess trying to get on there. Subwoofer wire, I don't want clipped behind that. I want it to sit above, so we're going to do that. Sorry if that's in the way if you can't see that it's in there, but that's kind of why I want it out of the way. I'm going to throw it to the side for now. I'm using you guys as a flashlight right now, but all of the little clips are in there. So now we can take the little retaining clips and clip them down. A gap is normal between the lower airbox and the heat shield on the clip side of the heat shield. Okay, so that's why they had you cut it down to 9. So you will have that little gap there, but take that and put it in. It's a little jiggly, but those are a little annoying to put on. It seems secure to me. I'm not worried about it going anywhere or anything. Ow, that hurt again. Number 2. Let's play how many times has Jacob hit his head in here. Quite a few, actually. So we'll stick that down in there. Sub-cable that away. So it's nice and secure. It's not going to go anywhere. Yeah, there you go. So now for step 12. They want us to put on, it says, install the provided silicone hose 08630 onto the throttle body and secure with the provided hose clamp. Sorry, I'm talking really fast. It's late at night and I'm tired. So we're going to do that. I'm going to go over to the box now. I think I can stretch my cable long enough. Oh gosh, we gotta figure out which one it is. There should be numbers on it. I don't think it's that one. I do believe it is this one. 08630, yes. This is the one we want. So, whoopsie. This is the one we want to put onto the throttle body here. And since all of these are the same, it does not matter which one we put on which end or anything like that. So we'll get these two clamps and get it secured to the throttle body, which I will have to kind of turn the camera off again. Sorry, this video is going to be clipped into like 7,000 clips. You guys just have to watch the horrible part, or the horrible editing. I actually have to do it all. So yeah, let's get this on here and continue on with the instructions. Alright, so I got that part of the throttle body clamp hose connector thingy on. I tried to make it so you could see that K&N filter straight in the center. And I want to put these all over to the left, but they're going to have to do right now just like that. But I'll get OCD and make sure they're all in the same location. So now for the next step, before my light turns off here. So we did step 14. We did 13 as well. Now we are on step 15. So this one says install the provided silicone hose 084057 onto the filter adapter and secure with provided hose clamp. So it's this one. If anybody wanted to know, it's the only other one you got. And then the hose clamps will be the other two that were left. So I'll get this onto the filter box over here. And we will show you guys how that looks. I'm going to try to make sure you can see the little K&N logo there. I'm that kind of person. You can't see it on the intake there, but we also got a sticker we'll put on later too. Okay, so now we got the filter assembly thingy on, and it's on there nice and good. I did want to mention, before I do anything else, make sure you get this all the way seated back and as tight as you possibly can, because this is your intake, or your throttle body, so you do want to make sure that's as good as possible down. So now we are done with that step. Now they want us to install the provided 3/8 hose fitting into the K&N intake tube as shown. Install the quick disconnect fitting into the K&N intake tube as shown. So we'll get the intake tube wherever that was set, right about here. Pretty decent construction, to be honest with you. I'm a little dirty because it was on the ground there. Again, shouldn't have done that, but whatever. I'll brush off, it's just a little dirt. So, this is going to be very fun because you don't know which one is which. So, I'll tell you guys here in a second which one goes where. Well, we'll do it like this. So, since the picture right here is like this, the 3/8 hose fitting goes into this bottom one right here. And then the quick disconnect goes there. So, I'll get that installed, and I'll show you how that looks too. Alright, so the way to really tell how to get which one where is to take a quick look here while you put it in the engine bay. This one has to go to the bigger hose here, and this one has to go to the smaller hose there. This one also has to kind of clamp onto it. So therefore, you kind of can figure it out now pretty easy. I'm just going to give them a quick tighten. I'm not going to put them too hard in there because I don't really want to tighten them too bad. So we'll get that done and then we'll move on to the next step. Alright, just a little side note, they did put, you guys probably saw this way before me, but plastic MPT fittings are easy to cross thread. Install the vent fitting hand tight, then turn it 2 complete turns with a wrench. So that's what your 3/8 wrench is for. Now we're going to move on to this step. This is install the provided gasket onto the mass airflow sensor adapter as shown. So we'll figure that out here in a second. So now for step 18, you are going to need to take your mass airflow sensor out. You could have done this in the beginning of doing this. If you're just watching to kind of see, but you do need a T20 Torx bit for getting this out of here. So now we're going to take out my mass airflow sensor from the old intake box and then kind of do what's said here. So I'll install the provided gasket and we will get that gasket out. I don't know. I think they gave us two. No, they did not. So we have these two things. Yeah. So we need to get this gasket put on to the back of this. And they kind of already give you, it's kind of hard to mess this part up. So I'll do that and then we'll get the mass airflow sensor out of the old Ford intake tube and stuff. Alright, so here's your mass airflow sensor right here. Should look nice and clean, a little crusty on the sides, but whatever. And this is what your gasket should look like on here. You obviously want the K&N part in the front of it. Because basically what's going to happen is you're going to put this in here, strap this down with the T20 bits, which I will do right about now, and then we will get this put onto the intake tube. Alright, so putting this mass airflow sensor in, I do want to complain about one thing. When you are putting these T20 bits into here, it will make a really loud squeaking noise that's super annoying. You think you're going to break it, but alright, so I did make a little mistake. You're not supposed to put the T20 bits back in. You're actually supposed to use these. Because if you look at the instruction, that's I, and you only have 2 of them. So, yeah, that was a mistake on my part. I almost dropped it then. So, thankfully, I didn't tighten them too hard. So, I'm going to take these out. And I'm going to put in the other ones. These little Allen key ones. Didn't break it. So, there's also only one way the mass airflow sensor does go in, so you'll be able to figure it out because the screws wouldn't match up any other way. Now for step 21, they want you to install the mass airflow sensor into the K&N intake tube and secure with the provided hardware. This is, be sure to install it in the correct direction. The opening is to be towards the filter end of the tube, so it wants it to be more over here. So it's going to be kind of like this, but it's going to be over here. So we got it in the correct position, so we're Gucci with that. So I'll get this put in there, and then we will get to the completing of this. Alright, so don't make the idiot mistake I did by putting the T20 bolts back in here. They want you to use these Allen ones. But you can, so you do not lose these if you ever want to put the stock intake back on, which I don't know why you would. Just put them back in those holes. So now that we've gotten steps 1 through 21 done, we get to do step 22, which is put this on. So this end is going to go into the throttle body, and this end is going to go into the intake. You want your airflow sensor closest to the filter, and of course you want to see the K&N, so they kind of made it like that on purpose. So we'll get that all put together, we'll tighten it down, and we'll show you what that looks like. Alright, so now we have it in. Make sure you retighten this bolt right here, these two, and especially the ones on the throttle body, because you want to keep it as good as you possibly can. Nice and tight for those things. Make sure you clean all the tools out of your engine and stuff. The tool part is done. I'll make sure to get all mine out. But basically it wants you to install the K&N, we just did that one, sorry. It wants you to reconnect the crankcase vent hose to the quick disconnect fitting in the K&N intake tube. It does say it is necessary to rotate the plastic crankcase vent tube on the plastic connector that attaches to the valve cover approximately a quarter turn counterclockwise for the tube to align with the fitting in the K&N intake tube. So, again, we'll see if we can do this with the camera. Yeah, this is going to be a little difficult right now. So, I'll get it on and we will see how it does. Alright, so in the instructions, they don't really do a good job of describing this, but you do have to kind of move this around here to get it on there. Just make sure it's on there nice and tight. You can't get it off. So, I will take my little tape job off of there here. Alrighty, so that's the crankcase vent tube. It's still good and intact and stuff. Now this is your evap tube. They'll give you this extra, that's number 3 head. They give you this extra tube because that is not going to stretch down to there. So what you have to do is you just have to pull that off and put it onto the bottom line down there. Let's see, will it focus? But this little one here. So we'll get that on and then we'll have to reconnect the mass airflow sensor and we shall be done. Alrighty guys, so we are finished with the install here. Make sure when you are putting on your mass airflow sensor too that you get this red clip that you pulled off in the beginning tightened back up in there. Make sure nothing comes off. Make sure you do not, you cannot loosen these easy. It should be a little tough to get those on. So yeah, that's all installed and it looks great. I wish I would have got the red filter, but I did just get the gray. I ordered it kind of quickly, so we will start it up tomorrow and we shall see how it does. I made sure all these are on good. Can't take it off. Alright, now I'm going to clean the tool out of my hood and thank you guys for watching. Sorry this video took forever and it was very choppy most likely. But we do have the K&N intake installed and that should be all for today. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll have more install videos for the other things I do.